Hi, welcome. This video is about small and gentle rituals that you can build into your life. These are all very simple things that I think everyone can do. I believe that the combination of small things can make a really big impact on your life. So first of all, in 2025, I changed jobs and I really had to rethink and reschedule my days. And so working from home is such a privilege. It is amazing. So I don't have to commute anymore. I came from commuting 3 hours to Brussels and now I'm just at home. One of the things that I wanted to keep was starting the day doing something that I love. And so I started my day on the train reading. And now I start my day reading at home, which is of course way better, but we work with what we've got. And yes, this is something that I did not want to change. I wanted to start my day reading. And sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 40 minutes, but it's time that is very precious to me and it makes waking up easier in the morning. That's the first thing that you can think about. How can you make the beginning of your day better? And I repeat, it doesn't have to be an hour, okay? It can just be 10 minutes, but it's just the fact that starting your day with something you love is incredible. Reading a poem in bed just after you wake up, reading a little on your e-reader, or listening to an audiobook for 10-15 minutes after you wake up. What it looks like for me is I wake up at 7, I read in bed for about 10 minutes on my phone in a book that I'm reading digitally. I get ready, which takes about 10 minutes, and then I take care of the cats. So I clean the litter boxes, I refresh their water, and then it's cuddling and reading time until 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, I start working. So I have about 30 minutes to read and to cuddle with the cats, which is amazing. And I'm really grateful that I have that time because I know what it feels like. I come from a schedule where I woke up at 5:50 in the morning. It took about 15 minutes to get ready and then I had to catch a train. But the good thing was that I could read on the train, which was something that I always looked forward to. But now reading at home is so much better. Number 2 is to take in your surroundings more. When we get used to our surroundings, to the city we live in, we start paying attention less to the beautiful things that are surrounding us. So paying attention to the beauty that you can find around you can be a very nice thing to implement in your life. So on your way to work, for example, or to someplace else to do your daily things, you can try to take in your surroundings and appreciate the beauty that you see. Or try to find something that you had never noticed before. Next is to Commonplace. So, I love my journals, I love my Commonplace books. And if you want to get to know more about them, I would recommend you check out my videos about commonplacing and journaling. But in short, a Commonplace book is a book where you keep all the things that you come across that you want to remember, that you love, that make you happy. It kind of becomes this journal that you can pick up from time to time, browse through, and it's a collection of ideas. So if you're reading a book and you come across a beautiful line, a beautiful quote that inspires you, write it down in that journal. If you come across a recipe that you would like to try out, write it down in your journal. When you watch a video and someone says something very meaningful that you want to remember, write it down. Okay, so the next is to limit screen time. And this is something very simple that you can do, but very difficult for a lot of people. But just think about the possibility of picking a day in the week or an hour in the day where you log out, where you don't use any social media, and where you do something for yourself. Going offline nowadays seems like such a luxury, and I highly recommend doing that from time to time. Okay, next is to turn the ordinary into something magical. So when you do something for yourself, let's say just simply making a cup of coffee, turn it into something special. You're doing this for you. You are making a cup for you. Don't rush the process. Enjoy your cup of coffee without multitasking. Just sit down and take your time to savor the moment. Or for example, you clean up your desk. This is for you. You're doing this for yourself as a reward because you deserve it. You light a candle, drink a cup of tea, looking outside the window. These are all very simple things, but when you do them with intention, grabbing your favorite mug, smelling the tea, and so on. And very much tied to this is to use your most beautiful things. Don't lock them into the closet and only use them when you have company over. Use your beautiful things. Burn out that candle that you have stocked for years. Use your most beautiful plates. I think that it makes life so much more beautiful. Okay, next, I'm going to be brave and tackle a subject that is kind of controversial. If you're a reader, pick up a second-hand, worn, cheap copy of your favorite book and mark it up. The reason why I want you to try this is because it is relaxing, it is amazing. I personally love annotating my books. And of course, I do not mark up my most beautiful copies, obviously. And a lot of readers are very much against marking up their books because books are something sacred and need to be treasured. And I agree, of course. But when I started interacting with the material, oh my gosh, I just fell in love. You could also do a separate notebook, of course, but this is something that I really want you to try, is to directly mark up your book. And if you need a reason, you can always gift the marked up copy to a friend. I personally would love to have to receive a copy of a favorite book of one of my friends and see the passages that they loved and see their comments. It would be such a wonderful gift. And just think about one of your favorite people or even one of your favorite authors. Would you prefer to have a copy where they marked their favorite sentences, or would you rather have a pristine copy? I know what I would choose, and this is the reason why I think every reader should give this a try. Okay, so next is to write a letter to someone or to write a handwritten note to someone you love. Creating something handwritten takes time, but that is why it is so meaningful. Next is to build in reset moments. Something that I really love is my morning reset and my evening reset. It takes about 10 minutes. So in the morning, that is taking care of my cats, vacuuming around the litter box because my cats can really make a mess and I need my floors to be cat litter free, and just tidying what I use in the morning. And then in the evening, I just make sure that everything is clean for me to start the next day. So I think, what can I do today that future me will be grateful for? I make sure that the coffee table is empty, that the kitchen is clean. I just declutter. I make sure everything is nice and clear for me to start my next day, for future me. If you don't have a lot of time, you could just set a timer and you would be surprised what you can do in 5 to 10 minutes. My next advice is to learn a new hobby and to pick a hobby that is just for you. You don't have to monetize it. You don't have to share it with anyone. Just something that you do for you. Also, don't give yourself any goals for it. If you are in the mood to do it, you can do it. And if you're not, that's fine as well. I feel like at a certain age in our life, we stop learning new things or thinking about learning a new skill. but it's actually so much fun, and I think we should try out more stuff. Not all of our hobbies have to bring in money, and that is a kind of a mindset that is going right now, is everything that you do should give you financial support. But a hobby can just be a hobby. And remember that when you start monetizing a hobby, like for example, you love painting and you suddenly want to start making money by selling your paintings and you're taking on commissions, that will change your whole experience with your hobby. You know, I love sewing and making clothes and making stuff. And at a certain point, I started thinking, wait, what if I could make clothes for other people or make book sleeves, sell them online? And then I thought, okay, Emily, stop. Not everything needs to bring in money. And I realized that I would start hating my hobby if I would take on commissions, and if it would turn into an I have to, because next week this client needs the piece. That would just ruin everything. Anyway, my next point is to set up dates with yourself. And this can be a bit tricky when you have a very extremely busy life, but still, I think it's very important, and I think everyone, no matter how busy you are, everyone deserves some relaxing me time every day, because not having that time for yourself is really unhealthy. And I think when you're thinking right now, I don't have time for myself, I cannot find 10 minutes in my life for myself, then I really hope that you can change things this year, because it's really, really not good to not have time for yourself. I hope you can set up some time for yourself where you can do whatever you want to do without being disturbed. The next small ritual is to declutter your home. A lot of people have way too much stuff in their house, and you don't have to do everything at once, of course not. And I strongly believe that a clean house is a clean mind. You don't need clutter all around. Make sure that your drawers are decluttered and clean, that you don't keep stuff that you don't use or stuff that doesn't really make you happy at all. And I just often do this in tiny steps. And I sometimes miss this feeling of being really able to declutter, because I really do not own that much stuff that I don't use, because I often just open up a drawer, I take everything out, and everything that I haven't been using or that doesn't make me happy anymore, I just donate it. So this is a ritual that you kind of have to build in. And for me, this is self-care. Taking care of your house, making sure that the clutter is not overwhelming, that you keep everything clean, that you don't own 5 scissors and 7 staplers, for example. Just, yes, a clean house is a clean mind, and this is something that we can work on every day in very small, biteable steps. The next small thing that I really love to do, and this is kind of a lady thing, I guess, is to put on jewelry that is very meaningful to me. Even when I don't go out, when I just stay at home, it's just nice to wear a piece of jewelry that's meaningful. For example, this necklace is very meaningful to me. This ring that I got from my mom is very meaningful, and my wedding ring, of course. So this is jewelry that I wear practically every day, and it just makes me happy. It's kind of a comfort item. Also, wearing a nice scent on myself, like when I'm wearing a big sweater and I'm not even going out of the house, I just enjoy spritzing some vanilla on me, just for me, you know. And I light, for example, a candle for me, not because I am expecting company, just for me. Actually already talking about my next point, which is to build in small self-care moments. Put on hand lotion, light a candle, wash your face at night, and really take your time. Sometimes when I'm washing my face at night, I'm like really getting in there, and then I have to tell myself, calm down. It's okay, just take your time. to do your evening skincare. No one is rushing you, but you know, same thing when I'm doing the dishes. I sometimes have to just say to myself, calm down. We're not going to rush this. Which leads me to my next point, is to take things more slowly. When you take a shower, when you brush your hair, when you brush your teeth, these are all things that we kind of rush. And I often catch myself rushing for no particular reason. You're at the end of the video. I hope there were some ideas here that could inspire you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week.